Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list here today. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. So we're going to go ahead and get things started off this morning. So the market did gap up over the weekend, coming into Monday's trading. So right now we're kind of in, I would say, more of a 50-50 spot where we could go long and we might see it come down. So I'm not necessarily long or short bias. I'm more or less neutral right now until the market tells us something, because right now there isn't really any sign that it wants to go lower, no sign it wants to go higher. It's basically just trading, right? There's no aggressive drops down, nothing aggressively spiking up. So right now I kind of have a neutral outlook on the market right now. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on, right? Good morning. Hopefully it stays green. So Robert, Jason, Jeremy, good morning to you guys from Thailand. Whoa, Mr. Corna, the boy, what's going on? So on the weekend watch list, I mentioned watching Baba and Shopify. So we're not going to go over those today, but keep your eyes on Baba and Shopify just because of the whole tariff and the market. Those are going to be some good ones to potentially watch here in these coming weeks as well. I know. Yeah, no, not the Friday outfit today, but we're still looking good. Nice and comfortable, though. Good morning, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. No further ado. Looks like we got a good amount of people in here. So I'll start sharing the screen to you guys. So we might as well just start here. All right. This is the market. This is the SPY, the ETF. So if you're not familiar with it, maybe want to do a little bit of research on the SPY. But, long story short, let's look at this 5-day chart, maybe this one. So this is the trading action over the past 5 days, or maybe we even do, let's pop this to like a 20-day. All right, so this is the trading action over the past 20 days. We've been coming down, and it's really most recently where we're starting to get this rally action. We're not very directional. We're kind of back and forth, back and forth. We can't really pick a direction, right? So just the other day, we double topped and kind of topped out right here in this 266 area, okay? But that 266 area was also a previous top here, right? We topped out here at 266. So really, it was just stopping directly dead at resistance. So the interesting thing here is that we stopped out right at 266. We've seen an aggressive move down, and now coming into Monday morning's trading, I want to say I'm neutral, but I really want it to keep coming down. I think the chances of it coming down are a little bit higher than going up, just because we rejected off a 266 very strong, and then we've seen a really red day to follow it on Friday, and it's like, well, we just attempted going to 266 and failed, and then we dumped. So why necessarily would we go back up there today? That doesn't really make sense to me, right? So I guess I do have more of a bearish outlook on the market. It might just be a little too soon to say exactly what's going to happen. But again, I do have a little bit more of a bearish standpoint on the market right now. So considering that, maybe the market might be a little bit more bearish today. I'm definitely going to be more bearish on Facebook and things like Tesla. All right. We will go over, I only have a few stocks to go over today, not many. So we should have a good amount of time to take a look at all the stocks that you guys want to look at here. So let's see. So yeah, if you guys want me to take a look at some stocks, just make sure to save them until the end, and then I'll let you guys know, and then we can start running through a lot of those stocks. So real quick, I do have more of a bearish outlook on the market for right now. I do want to talk about Facebook. I know we've been talking about this one for a while, but why the heck not with where they stand? They got a ton of negative news, right? So we know Facebook's been coming down. It recently did a bounce. I just want to mention that today alone, they have like, what is it? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different news releases. There's tons of them. What Facebook and other tech leaders must do now to win back trust, yada, yada, yada. So this morning alone, there's been about 8 different negative. I wouldn't really say too negative, but not really positive, right? So this morning, we're getting various reports on Facebook that essentially They still aren't, still haven't fixed the issue. There could be, the worst could be yet to come. Mark Zuckerberg has to present in front of the Congress this week, and they're going to really determine whether or not the federal government may or may not need to start stepping in to regulate social media platforms. Facebook probably being the first. Thereafter would be something like Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, etc. Okay, so there's a lot of negative news on Facebook today. Not necessarily too negative. So right now, I got a little bit of a bearish outlook on Facebook. Looking at this 5-day chart here on Facebook, you can tell we definitely have resistance on Facebook up at the 161, 162 area on a 5-day chart. You can see that it's been popping up to 161 and failing. So right now I got a bearish outlook, and I would say that we definitely got some support built up in the 150 area. 150 is a support. So this green box, that's a support area. Red box, that's resistance, which leaves a whole difference of about $10 of a profit area in between resistance and support right now. So determining the trend, you could easily be swing high and swing low on this in between those price points for Facebook right now. Right, so we're not going to really go too far on Facebook. We've been covering it for weeks. So for those of you that have been following along, you guys should have a pretty good idea of Facebook, that the support's at 150, resistance is at about 160 area. All right, let's move over to Tesla. Tesla had some negative news here this morning, that they had about 9,000 cars. Tesla reports to recall about 9,000 Model S vehicles in China. We know that they're having some recalls previously, but here's some more news this morning that could affect their stock negatively. So I do expect we're going to see a pullback on Tesla. It's not necessarily just the news, but Tesla is due to see a pullback, right? Look at this yearly chart. It had a phenomenal run for the past 2 or 3 days in trading, right? It had a really good run. And on Friday's trading, it closed not an inverted hammer candle, but it closed a red doji at the top of a nice move. So it wouldn't be surprising to see a pullback on Tesla. Okay. Not to mention, if you look at like a 180-day chart, this is a 180-day chart. If you're newer to trading, you probably wouldn't spot this. But for those of you that are newer to trading or just tuning in general, don't know it, haven't seen it, I'll point it out for you. It's very possible, right? Look at this move, right? Tesla started dumping at around 310, 308, 306, right? And it dumped here, right? That's where it started going down. And then it curled all the way back up, and you can see that it stopped and started seeing resistance right at that breakdown from a few weeks back, right? When Tesla broke down from 310 and crashed, it ended up curling back up, and then it's seeing resistance right at that previous high. Now, some of you may notice it already, but some may not. This could, in fact, be a cup and handle pattern. It is for sure a cup. There's for sure a cup here, and there's for sure a handle right now. Now, the next question is whether or not we're going to get the follow through. Okay, this is so far, if you look at you wouldn't necessarily notice it on a yearly chart, but if you look at a 180-day chart, it becomes pretty apparent that right now Tesla's in a cup and handle pattern. So that's one that you're going to want to watch long in these coming days, where we might get, in fact, a cup and handle pattern breakout. Now, normally I would say a blue chip stock's going to move against the market, but something like Tesla, it doesn't make sense, right? Tesla defies all laws of fundamentals and technicals. All right, not necessarily technicals, but Tesla does a hell of a job at defying any laws of fundamentals in the stock market, and it continues to outperform. And so I don't understand it. So fundamentals don't mean shit for the company. Right now, it's more or less technical trading. So we do have a cup and handle pattern on Tesla on a 180-day 4-hour chart. You should look at this as a bullish pattern and a potential breakup in the next few days. All right. So that's on Tesla. And then I did want to take a quick look at TVIX and UVXY. We'll just keep it to TVIX just because we haven't had it up in a while. So as you can see, guys, look at the yearly chart. Should I do a yearly? Sure. Look at the yearly chart on TVIX or UVXY, just to reassure you that there is a lot of fear that the market's going to crash. And the reason we know that is because the volume has increased significantly on TVIX, and volume has increased significantly on UVXY. These particular tickers do not get traded unless people are fearful that the market's crashing or the market's correcting or it's a bear market. Whatever you choose to call it, you're not going to see volume on tickers like these until people think or feel their market's going to crash. So right now we're seeing a lot of volume coming into these particular stocks. If you look at a 20-day chart, you can tell that we're definitely uptrending. Sure, we have some pullbacks here and there, but we are in fact uptrending. All right, so keep that in mind. So let me hop back and look at the SPY. Yeah, I mean it's trying to go down. It's kind of bottoming out. Okay, fair enough. All right, so really that's it, guys. I mean, I know it's not crazy or anything like that. BABA and Shopify, I'll be watching for the coming weeks for potential swing trades, maybe a few day trades. But Shopify and BABA are more or less going to be some potential swing trades, right? Now would be the time to see whatever stocks you guys want to go over. If there's any stocks you guys want me to take a look at, please throw them down in the chat right now. TROV. All right, cool. All right, well, we'll start going down the list. We have about 16 minutes here, so we can go down. So X, right? So again, right, X was actually a really good setup, and it can still be, right? I mentioned this as a potential swing trade the other day, and it started to work out okay. It actually popped up to about 37, and then it's seen a massive pullback. Basically the same time that Trump, right, this particular day right here, that it's seen that big red day, it's the same day that Trump released the news about the 100 billion in tariffs, and then steel got hit really hard. Though it really should help steel, it hasn't been. It's been looked at as a negative view, so I don't really understand what's going on there. So right now, X, it's still on support, right? Because support is right here for X. It's right at about $32, $33. So it's still above its support. So until it really breaks through, 32, 33, or the 200 moving average on a daily chart, it's still more of a long bias trade, all right, on X, that is. LMNT, let's see. Lockheed Martin, hard to judge exactly what's taking place here. If I had to say, whoa, that's a pretty red day. So LMT. Right now, LMT is kind of fighting to kind of stay alive. Right now, it's definitely fighting to stay alive. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to judge exactly what's going on because it's a little bit choppy these past couple days. It's still uptrending, but essentially support for it, short-term supports at like 326. So watch 326 as a support level or potential bounce area on LMT. Let's see, NVCN. NVCN, super low, cheap stock. For most of you, you might as well stay away from it. NVCN is getting shouted around in chat rooms everywhere. It's getting pumped. It's getting, everyone's trying to manipulate it because, well, you got bag holders all day long on NVCN, right? So you got bag holders from there. All NVCN right now is a bunch of bag holders trying to get the price of the stock to come back up. All right. So most of you guys, you should stay away from NVCN. If you're already invested in it and you're losing money, you might as well hold on for a couple days, right? At this point, you might as well, because it's starting to see some green volume. So if you're already losing, you might as well give it a chance to go green here off this good volume. So right now, NVCN, it's starting to see a lot of volume. That's also because the stock is 7 cents, so pretty much anybody in the world can afford to at least buy one share of it. All right, so it's not necessarily a good thing that's on high volume. All right, it could be a bad thing too. This price on NVCN is so extremely cheap that a lot of people can afford to buy in. But that doesn't mean you should be buying it. Just because there's high volume and it's cheap doesn't mean you should be buying it. Right now, if I had to say, if you're in the stock and you're losing a bunch of money, you might as well get out. If you haven't started trading it and you're seeing this volume, yeah, this might be a good time to take a stab at it because of all the high volume and starting to see a little bit of green. But if you're already losing money, cut your losses and move on. NVCN will most likely never be a good company. Thing is probably going to go bankrupt, and if you keep your money in there for its entirety, you're probably going to lose your investment. Most likely. Not saying or giving any ideas on what you should or shouldn't do, but that's probably a very good probability. So NVCN, that's a no-go. MOTS, MOTS. So MOTS, recent IPO, that's the downside. Right now, it is actually bearish. Looks pretty bearish, like it's going to break down. MOTS. Again, it's challenging because it is only a recent IPO. It trades on very light volume. So right now, I would leave it alone. WLB. WLB is a sub penny stock of about 50 cents. It trades on too light of volume. I would not recommend trading that. CRON. CRON trades on too light of volume. I would, let's see what else we got. Yeah, CRON trades on pretty light volume. Though it trades on light volume, it is right on a support level of $5, close to. So this could actually, some would argue that this is a good time to buy CRON because it is right at support level. So ideally, based on technical analysis, right now, CRON is a buy from a technical standpoint, right? From technical, it's a buy, all right? On a technical, listen to what I'm saying. Technically speaking, for everything that you'll learn right now, CRON is on support. So right now, it's essentially a buy, all right? Though it trades on light volume, it's not a day trade. It had to be a swing trade, if anything. So that's CRON. MDGX. Why did that not pull up? M is MGDX. Nope. Okay, to the next one. Let's see what else we got. AMD. There's a lot of people talking about AMD recently. So AMD. AMD used to be good. AMD was good, but now it's just kind of meh, right? So let's see what's going on. AMD, it's not necessarily a fun stock to trade. I mean, right? I mean, if you look at it, right? Look at all the movement on here. It's so back and forth, and then it's up, and then it's down. Like, it's not an easy chart to trade. I don't know how so many people got sucked into trading AMD over its entirety. Probably because it had such a crazy, like, 2 years. But right now, if you want my honest opinion, I mean, if you look at a 3-year chart, it's held support on a 3-year chart around this $9, $10 area a couple times. And now it's just starting to break down below that level. So it is definitely on a support level, right? It is on support. So chances are we're probably going to see a bounce. But also note that AMD is also downtrending right now, right? So though it's bouncing, it's probably not going to bounce as big as it had in the past, like that bounce, and this bounce. The bounce here probably will not be as big because we are, in fact, downtrending, all right? Go back to this 1-year chart. I mean, it's trying to bounce, but chances are, I mean, yeah, right now, technicals say that it's a buy. That's what technical support levels are saying. It's a buy, but I would stay away from AMD. Let's see, where else? What else do we got? What else? All right, I'm gonna keep going down the list here. Holy cow, let's see. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. So we done NVCN, RKDA. RKDA, I'll take a quick look at. RKDA, you could actually watch RKDA for a potential washout long strategy. Just because it's gotten short sold over these past couple weeks. It's possible that these short sellers are going to start covering up soon, and it's going to cause a pop. So I would actually recommend watching RKDA over the next couple weeks for potential long. I do think it's trading on light volume, if I do remember correctly. Yeah, it's trading on extremely light volume. So maybe don't watch that one, actually. MU is one that got hit really hard with the news because everyone's saying to start buying Intel and don't buy MU. So MU got hit really hard. MU is also right. Well, actually, it broke through that now, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So MU had a previous support level of 49.50, $49, $50, and well, it broke through that support, and as you can see, so let me jump back here. I would be short bias on MU, right? So look at this previous pivot point right there, this one, right? So if you go straight across, it should hold up to the support, which it did. It did right there. You can see it bounced, but then it came back over and broke through. And then if we go into a sooner time frame, now let's just use a 20-day chart. Right, so if you use this 20-day chart, you see that MU, the bounce I was just talking about, happened right off the 50 level, and then we had this bounce right there, and then we broke through it, and now look at, now we're coming up, and it's starting to reject off that trend line. So right now, $50 is a new resistance on MU Micron until it can break back up above 50 and hold. So right now, you should be short biased or essentially bearish outlook on MU. So I would say it's more of a sell signal and a bearish outlook on MU. Let's see. Let's go to something. There's so many. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get to them all, guys. I do apologize. Let's take a look at GERN. I wouldn't mind looking at that. Whoa, yeah. So GERN, most likely this thing is going to be coming down to, it gets back to where its move started. So let's see. So GERN has now broken through its 61% retracement level. So once it breaks that, if it doesn't start reclaiming the 61% level here soon, well, I guess it kind of did there. It's debatable. Yeah, watch GERN for a long trade. Just because it's possible we can see a nice spike here because there was a lot of short selling taking place. So right now, I'd actually say watch GERN for a potential long. Let's see what else we got. AYTU, where is that at? So AYTU had a nice little spike there the other day, right? Yeah, had a nice little spike. It's still holding up. So I would say long bias on AYTU because the downtrend has broken on AYTU, right? That downtrend that we was seeing since 70 cents was gone. Now it's starting to change directions where it's uptrending. So I'd say that's a hold for right now on AYTU. SEED, SEED. SEED right now trades on very, very light volume. Wouldn't trade it. SENS. Oh, SENS, not bad. Actually, SENS is starting to break through a 52-week high. So right now it's at a 52-week high breakout. Prices extended. You would have had to have caught that one probably 40 cents ago. So I don't necessarily recommend that one as a buy or anything. And it trades on light volume, so you can't really day trade SENS. It would be very challenging. But you can watch it. Watch SENS just because it broke through its 52-week high, so it might be good. What else? AVXS. I'll take AVXS. Let's see. Bigger price stock. It's more or less just kind of coming. Whoa, what the? Oh, I know what this is. Yeah, don't trade AVXS. It's going to be a waste of your time today. That's just a buyout. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't even focus on AVXS, guys. That's a buyout. Nothing's going to happen with that today. TEUM, probably not going to trade that. Too light on volume. Don't trade this. That's garbage. What else we got? RSX. So, let's see. TNDM. Did I not look at this one? Let's see. So it is a light volume trading stock. It is continuing up. Interesting. Yeah, TNDM is actually steadily rising, which is nice. You don't always see that. The only issue is it hasn't really had a pullback, right? We haven't seen any of this, so it's definitely due for one. So maybe watch TNDM in these coming days for maybe a pullback, right, before getting in long. But I definitely have a bullish outlook on TNDM. It trades on pretty good volume. So, oh, and then let me do that. Let me go over VSTM. And actually, one second, let me check something else here before I get off. Here, 1 second. Okay, so VSTM, it's known to spike, so it can spike. But I want you to note on something. When it does spike, look at the volume. Right? Those are when it was able to spike. Right now, there is no volume, so chances of it being really good, not so much. Again, right, this is a spike up. Who knows? I think there's FDA acceptance. So it does have some good news. I would say to watch VSTM, but don't necessarily fall in love with it and think it's going to be a really great play today. It could, and volume could come in. So it's hard to say what it's going to do, but ideally the entry, if it starts going up, it's going to be above 350 for a long. And then I'm going to do a quick run through on some other things here. Yeah, okay. Oh. So that's all I got for you guys here on the morning live stream. So I hope that helps some of you. Again, when you guys are looking at trading stocks, just make sure they're trading on, depending on what it is. If they're trading on lighter volume and their charts don't seem very clear and there's a little bit of a chop going on to them, those are more or less stocks you have to consider for swing trading. If you're going to be if you're looking at considering day trading, they have to be trading on high volume and have full looking charts. So again, if you're looking at a stock and there seems to be like little gaps in the chart from each candlestick, not something you should day trade, more or less a swing trade. But if you're looking at a stock chart and it's got full bars, that's something that you could essentially day trade. Surely MU right now, resistance is at $50. It broke through its support at 50. So now $50 is a support. I have more of a bearish or or to the downside look on MU. So definitely thank you guys for tuning in. We got a lot of people tuning in and watching here, so please give me a thumbs up and a like and share the video if you see it has value or can help anybody else. Again, before you take off, make sure to take a look at the description box. That's how you can join into our live trading room, Facebook group, and free chat room and everything to stay linked in with me. So once you guys, thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you guys all tomorrow morning.